Hi, Steve. It's Linda, your favorite admin from the L&D days. I just want to reminisce a little bit about how much fun we had back in the day. You were excellent boss. We had a good group of people that we worked with. We had fun. And I was so sad when we had to all get laid off. But a little update on what I'm doing now. Since I got laid off in 2009, I watched my 1 year old grandson, who will now be graduating high school next year, 2026. I have a total of four grandchildren, two boys and two girls. I am a breast cancer survivor. I survived COVID. I'm 75 years old now and been married over 50 years. I spend most of my time now sewing, walking, or watching the kids play their various sports. I just want to wish you and Matt all the best on your new adventure over in Ireland. I know you're going to have so much fun. I can't wait to see pictures. And if I ever get over my fear of flying, I would most definitely come and visit you guys. All the best to you. Love to you both. Good luck. Talk to you later. Please send pictures and email. Bye.
Hi, Steve and Matt, Susan Burnett. So I'm here to say goodbye, but not really goodbye because I saw your amazing apartment in Ireland and I'm coming to visit because there's lots of guest rooms there. So I'm supposed to talk about kind of memories of Steve, and I could tell you so much about working with Steve. He worked for me as my operations leader in Hewlett Packard and was just incredible. Um, Building a global team, sorting out all the financials for over a lot of $1 million, um, and just making things work. Steve is incredible about making things work. And then he came to work for me at Gap and did the same. So I could tell you lots of Steve work stories because he did a lot of amazing things. And frankly, I wouldn't have been successful without him, and I'm pretty clear about that. So thank you. But I'm not going to tell you about that. I'm going to tell you about something else. So, a little bit, if you know me, you know I was pretty driven, results oriented, get it done kind of lady. And I could be single focused. I could just go, like, this is what we're going to do, and then go do it. A strength and a weakness. And we're on our way to Asia, and I've got a big agenda, and we're doing a lot of stuff, and we're going to be in China. And I've never been to China, so that's kind of cool. And I've got it planned, and Steve brings in an agenda and goes, "Oh, by the way, on this day, we're spending the afternoon touring, and we're going to go see the Great Wall." And I'm like, "I don't see that in the agenda. What about this and this and this?" And he goes, "Susan, it's the Great Wall of China." And thank God for a moment I had sanity and went, "Oh, okay." And I had the most amazing day. I learned the history. I learned people were conscripted. I'm walking on this. I'm realizing they can see it from the shuttle in space. I'm in one of the seven wonders of the world because of Steve Leach. And I wouldn't have done it. I know I wouldn't have. I wouldn't even have thought of it. And then he had planned an amazing traditional dinner with, death by a thousand courses. And somehow I'm dressed in a traditional costume and I have like a big headdress and we're having an amazing meal and everybody's laughing and having a great time. And, that's kind of what it's all about when you're building a team. So thank you. Thank you for helping me see there's more than the task. Thank you for your amazing support for me in my career. And thank you for the human being that you are and that you're making a choice based on your own integrity, your own beliefs, your own values. And I'm envious, I'm here, right here in Pacific Grove. That's my real beach. I walk every day. I'm near four grandchildren that I adore, all under the age of 4. And I can't leave, but part of me is thinking this isn't a country that I really, really, really loved. Every day I wake up and something horrible happens, and it's impacting people I know personally. So it's just been awful. Over 1 million people have been laid off in the United States of America, and I'm doing a program to sort of help them. But it just drives me crazy, having come from a culture where Bill Hewlett and Dave Packard actually cared about human beings and did a good job building a culture of support and results, but also support for people's lives. So, anyway, good luck. Good luck. I'm coming to visit. You can't get rid of me. And lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.
Steve, it's Maya. Blast from the past. Wishing you an amazing transition to Ireland with your family. I hope it is everything you hope for, and please take me with you. Bye.
Hey Gapping family, so great to connect with all of you, and thanks Lori for making this possible. As I like to say about my Gapping network, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Anyway, a few words about what it was like working with Steve Leech. I wasn't on your team for very long, Steve, but what I do remember is that you trusted me, you empowered me. I felt very included, and so for that I'm very grateful. Congratulations on your decision to move abroad to Ireland, and good luck to you and your family. And for the rest of the gang, just want to let you know I'm now based in Spokane, working full-time as an executive coach and leadership consultant, focusing on new managers and emerging leaders. And if anyone wants to get together for a virtual coffee or maybe an in-person meeting the next time I'm in San Francisco, which happens a lot for both work and play, I would love to hang out with you. So take care, everybody. Bye.
Hi, Steve. This is your friend Mike Lindberg, wishing you good luck on your next adventure. And I want to leave you with an Irish toast. There are old ships and new ships and ships that sail the sea, but the best ships are friendships, and may they always be. Good luck on your new adventure.
Hi, Steve. Lori Grand here. I'm coming to you from Irvine, California, where I live now. It's wonderful here. I love it. And just want to tell you that I'm very happy to be a part of this thing that we're doing today. And I wanted to also say a few things for the video so that you can really know how much you meant to me. And I'm sure a lot of this is true for many of the other people on the team. But it was important to me to do this because I just found you to be one of those leaders and colleagues who really saw me and took the time to understand what my skill set was. And I felt like you were always looking out for me, which just always feels good when you're on someone's team. For example, I just will never forget one day I was sitting in my cubicle in 901 Cherry, and you were in the building that day, and you came into my cube and you plopped down in the chair and you said, Lori, is it true that you are just interested in doing all instructional design all the time? And that just made me laugh and happened to be true. And out of that came you helping me find a new home outside of Gap Inc L&D because you were aware, being one of the leaders, that we were going to be downsizing. So you helped me move on to something else without ending up on the pavement like some people did. So thank you for doing that. And just the fact that you recognize that and were willing to help me and keep me in the organization. Also, after Gap, I went on to Taleo for a couple of years, and then after that, while I was there, I was laid off and found myself out on the street, which is never a pleasant experience. And I remember it was early '09, and I sent out an email to everybody I knew in the L&D world and just said, help, do you know of any jobs that are open or any projects that a fine or instructional designer could work on? And you were at Shutterfly by then, and I heard from you by the end of that week, and you had a project for me at Shutterfly. Turns out Shutterfly was basically in my backyard in Redwood Shores at the time, and I ended up doing a whole bunch of different things for you there, and it was just always so much fun to work with you. Then I went on to do some other things, and those aren't really important, but I always felt like you just appreciated me and listened to me and saw me And I also always felt comfortable around you. You didn't have that pretentious thing that so many leaders develop when they reach a certain level. And, you were totally approachable, funny. You had blue hair and green hair and I don't know what else. And you also were so generous to all of us when you hosted at least one party, maybe more than one. I think it was more than one gathering in your beautiful double house in San Francisco, where you opened the doors and welcomed us all in. And it was just so much fun. We got to meet Declan and Dweezil and your kids and Matt, and it was cool. So I just want you to know from the bottom of my heart how much I appreciate what you did for me, what you did for our team. I know I'm not the only person who feels that way. And I just wish you the best. And I hope you have a beautiful life in Ireland. I don't know when I'll see you again. I don't know if I'll be coming back to Ireland at any point, or if I would ever be in San Francisco again when you happen to be there. But I just wish you the best. And thank you for everything. Good luck. Take care.
Steve Leech, you swept into my life like a gale force wind and had such a positive impact on me, both as a employee and a human. I remember meeting you for the first time at the Gap. Oh my God, I must have been 27 or 28, and you showed up there to do some international work and were like nobody I had ever met. You were so authentically you. You swore like a sailor. You told me you were a title whore, and I had never worked for anybody quite like you. You were so unique and so different and taught me so much. I remember you putting me on a plane, my very first trip to Tokyo, all by myself on a 747. That's how many years ago it was. I remember traveling the world with you and Lagaya and sitting in the airport lounge, watching you knit. I remember you teaching me that you always launch in the most complicated country first, and I still to this day say always launch in Japan first, because if you can figure it out there, you can figure it out anywhere. You taught me so much about the corporate game and sort of how to work in an infrastructure like it, and I am so grateful for that. And then just personally, I think I learned a lot about what it was like to be a gay man, and I think you showed me that there was a path out of being 20 and what it looked like to age as a gay man, and I'm so grateful for that. I think about you all the time. I quote you all the time. I swear like a sailor. And last year I started working with this guy named Stratton, and Stratton is 25. And I remember sitting in an office, and I got my fancy pen out, and I got a piece of paper out, and I started to sketch, and all of a sudden my bracelet was tapping on the ground, or tapping on the table, and my pen was tapping on the piece of paper. And I had this vivid memory of sitting across the table with you while you were doing the same thing for me, sketching something out with your fancy pen and a bracelet as it sort of rattled. And it just, I don't know, it hit me in such a wonderful way. And so I want to say thank you. And you know what? Here's the thing, is on my very first trip to Tokyo, I bought these two little guys at the airport. And they have sat with me on my desk ever since then. I have such fond memories of you, and I am so grateful that you came into my life when you did. Thank you, sir.
Hi, Steve. It's Tina. It's been a while. I hope you're well. I'm actually in Monterey, California this weekend. Pretty fitting since you're leaving the Bay and I'm sending this video. I am so curious to hear what is taking you to Ireland, and so thrilled for you. You're giving me new life goals to aspire to get to a place where I can also move to some gorgeous country and enjoy the rest of my days. Well, I just wanted to say congratulations, and I hope you're thriving from one dog lover to another. I hope you are surrounded by a lot of furry friends when you get there. And thank you, I guess. I always appreciate meeting and having amazing humans in my world and orbit, and you're one of those. And I also really appreciate inspirational leadership And I remember you fondly of coming into a culture that was very nice. And I think what you taught me most was to speak boldly with curiosity and kindness, but not to hold back. Always sharing strong points of view and asking good questions. Anyway, I wish you the best. I'm sorry I can't be there on the call today. I actually am flying home, but I will miss seeing all the faces. I'm sure it will feel like a reunion. All right, take care and keep us posted. I'm not sure how to, I don't think you're on socials, but I'd love to hear how you're doing. Okay, bye.